welcome to Along for the Ride. I'm Marissa.
And I'm Rachel.
And we are at Michigan's Adventure today, and we want to discuss, is it worth it? So we haven't been to this park in quite a while. It is a bit of a drive for us, about 2 hours, but we are kind of located between Michigan Adventure and Cedar Point where we live. So we're trying to determine if this park is worth it to go to for the day, or if it's just better to just go to Cedar Point. So that's what we're talking about in this video.
Come along for the ride. Take a moment to go over the Michigan Adventure map with you. So overall, this is a fairly large amusement park. It is broken down into different sections of the park. When you first go in the entrance here, you walk right into an area that has a Snoopy store and a Coasters restaurant, which is that diner that we have frequented over at Cedar Point. There's a little mini version of Kitty Kingdom. Then we move along the map. There is a Camp Snoopy, which is brand new to this park and is actually, it's quite well themed. And then there is, included with your admission, a water park. There is a lazy river, there are multiple slides, splash zones, a wave pool, and I believe there even is a family water ride. If it's not located right here, it's along right outside of the water park area. Yep, there are multiple big family water rides. They have Thunderhawk, which is a steel roller coaster here. I believe it is comparable to a Raptor over at Cedar Point. There is the Wildcat wooden roller coaster and Shivering Timbers, which is also a roller coaster. You will notice that they do have a train, but it is a train attraction. It doesn't exactly take you anywhere. There are two different load on and load off points. One at the very back of the park here, and then the other one closer to the roller coaster. So it could cut off a little bit of walking instead of having to walk over here, which is not an option. You'd have to walk all the way around that big pond, so that is kind of a nice feature to have. When you come down further into the right corner of the park, that's where you're going to see a lot of your carnival style rides, a water log ride, and a Ferris wheel, which is much smaller than other parks, but it's still a decent size. You have an Ocean Motion attraction, and then you also have one last roller coaster, which is a corkscrew. It's very, very similar to the corkscrew over at Cedar Point. In the middle of the park, there is a large pond. They do have bumper boats and a couple other small attractions like paddle boats for you to enjoy in the pond, and they have mini golf. So this is a much different park compared to what we are used to. I would say it's similar to Kings Island in the fact that you have a water park and a theme or amusement park in the same thing. It does not require a separate admission, but as far as comparing this to Cedar Point, there's a lot of differences. One interesting thing is a lot of the fonts and colors and things that are used throughout the park so far are reminiscent of Cedar Point, but I wouldn't say that they are the same at all. So if you're expecting Cedar Point, this is not Cedar Point. This is much, much different, and so far the comparison has been very, very interesting. We're here in Camp Snoopy, and who do we see? It's Snoopy himself. Aww. You never know who you're gonna see. Thank you, Snoopy. Let's talk about price point for just a moment. So currently we were able to get a weekday pass for $40. It was $39.99 and then change with tax for a day ticket here at Michigan's Adventure. Now when you compare that to Cedar Point, we were able to get a $45 day ticket over at Cedar Point. I don't know if that was just a special that was running, but when you're talking about price comparison and value, Cedar Point definitely has the upper hand as far as value goes because you are getting a much, much larger park. Now, if you live on the west side of Michigan, this is going to be a winner for you because you're nice and local and there's no reason why you shouldn't come here. It's a very nice park. I think both have their pluses and minuses. But if you're looking for value, Cedar Point is definitely going to give you the most value. What do you think? Cedar Point has the best value?
Yes.
All right, so we are gonna try the Lakeside Beer Garden. It's located here in the very middle of the park. Okay, so we're obviously newbies to Michigan's Adventure because we have tried 2 separate eating establishments and both of them have not been available. So we are now gonna try our 3rd choice, which is the Wildcat Grill. We'll see if that's open. Okay, let's talk about food, everyone. Marissa is now in line for the Wildcat Grill, and the options here are pretty slim. They literally have hot dogs, fries, and burgers, which is what is listed at the top of the sign there. They also have bags of chips and bags of pretzels, and that is all that they have. Now, we did price out the hot dog, and it was a $12 hot dog. I do believe that it is closer to a foot-long size. So we opted out of that because honestly, like, I don't love hot dogs that much. However, we are going to use our meal plan to try the burger and fries. We shall see if that is worth a dining credit. So our Platinum Pass is actually going to work here at Michigan's Adventure, just like it does at Cedar Point and at Kings Island. So that is kind of nice. We're not going to have to spend extra on food today, but right now we're trying to determine if this was a good use of our dining credit, and we will find out. All right, we're here. Marissa waited, I think, about 45 minutes for this. Sure. And this is what we got. It is a burger. Can you show us like a middle section of that? So it looks like your standard frozen burger patty with a piece of Kraft cheese. Which is cold still. Yeah, it didn't melt because the burger doesn't look like it's actually warm. At least it does look like it is cooked all the way through, so it's safe to eat. It did come with, this is a basket and it came with fries. Did it come with a drink?
No.
Okay, how much was this?
I spent $9 because, but the burger was $12.99 with the burger basket. And then I got a strawberry milk for Anna. They were out of chocolate milk. They only had strawberry or white. And then a bottled water.
And then a bag of chips. Now this is with, it was $9, but that's with the dining plan because she did use a dining credit for that burger and fries.
And for my drink.
And for the drink. So
it was $9 for
a Dasani
and chips.
And a bag of chips. That's actually quite pricey.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are the last few bites of the burger. And I have to be honest, I'm really only eating this because we're really hungry and there were no other food options. So, you know, I'm really generous usually with my scrummy scale, and I'm pretty not picky at all. But I will say this burger is like a 1 out of 7 scrummies. If I had anything else to eat right now, I probably would eat something else. So, we're here at Wildcat, and for a $12 burger, that's pretty crazy. I'm a huge fan of McDonald's. I love their just single cheeseburger. I love White Castle. This is almost inedible, and you guys know, like, that's not me. So I'm gonna say this is a pass. One interesting thing to note, if you have a refillable cup from Cedar Point, it does work here. One thing that has been interesting though is most of these drink stations have been closed. We have the Timbertown Railway. Shivering Timbers looks like it has about a 45-minute wait right now. This is a wooden roller coaster. And we have done it once before and it wasn't our favorite, so we might skip it today, but we'll see. So Shivering Timbers is the coaster that you can see from the parking lot when you are entering the park.
Thunderbolt, which looks like it's pretty much the exact same thing as Matterhorn at Cedar Point.
So just past Thunderbolt and the Scrambler is Wagon Pizza, and that was actually a plan of mine to try their pizza. The pricing looked really good and it was on the meal plan, but this is again another location here at Michigan's Adventure that's not open. I will try to show you a menu, so in case this opens in a future time, I don't know if maybe they're open on weekends, because it does look like they have their menu up. But you see they had individual sized pizzas, and then they had, or slices of pizza, and then you could get a full pizza for $26.99 for your entire family to share, which is a nice option to have. But again, it was not open at the time of the filming of this video, which seems to be the kind of the case today. I will say today's a Thursday, so we will take that into consideration. However, we did still anticipate eating, and that has become quite the challenge here at Michigan's Adventure today.
Also over by Thunderbolt and the Scrambler, they have a Tilt-A-Whirl. Looks like everybody's getting nice and twirled around. Okay, so the Tilt-A-Whirl is available for Anna's size. However, this Trabant is not. That's for 42 and taller. And then we also have the Flying Trapeze, which are the swings, which is also 42 inches. So she's not able to do those two, unfortunately. There is a water ride that is 36 inches and up, but it is currently closed for the day. Otherwise, we probably would have taken Anna on it. It kind of reminds us of like a Snake River Falls, but maybe a little bit on the smaller side. So it looks like at one point they had like a petting zoo, barnyard type area over here. I'm not sure if this is closed just for this season or indefinitely, but that would be fun, like a nice little addition if it were open. We have the Ferris wheel. This one's not quite as big as Cedar Point's, but it's sufficient for a Ferris wheel.
One thing I do like about this Ferris wheel is the way that the cabin is.
Yeah, you're sitting around.
You're sitting in a round circle instead of just on two sides. And with the little one, that's a little bit nicer because she kept wanting to like go back and forth and we couldn't even let her stand up. So that kind of solves that, and it gives you a little bit more room in there. So
yeah, for sure. You probably get more people on that as well because of it.
With it being a little bit smaller, that weight is a little bit less of trying to unload and load. So
yeah.
I actually feel like a smaller Ferris wheel might not be a bad thing.
Yeah, I agree. Here is the Mad Mouse roller coaster. This is the kind that kind of whips you around quite a bit. Not my favorite kind of coaster just because it is a little intenser on those corners and kind of jars you a little bit. But you know, being at a park that doesn't have a ton of coasters, if you're a coaster fan, this is probably one you're going to want to hit up.
So while Marissa takes Anna on a few of the rides, I just kind of wanted to give everyone a little bit of an idea. It is Thursday and it is 2:45 in the afternoon, and I just wanted to give you an idea of the waits that are happening for food. So food is definitely a problem here that we are running into. And if you check out coasters, the line is out the door and it wraps around multiple times inside. Now earlier we attempted to eat at coasters and the line was just on the inside and people were saying it was taking about an hour. So if you take that into consideration, the line is now outside of the building. I don't know if any of these folks understand how long the line they may be actually waiting in. So, something to keep in mind when you're coming here, that food may not be easy to get. And now with that being said, there is a policy here at the park that you cannot bring food or drink into the park. So if the lines are long and you can't bring food in, your only other option would be to leave your food in the car and go out to your vehicle and eat out there. Now, thankfully, the parking lot is not super large, so it would not be that difficult to do. However, when you're with kids, it is really hard to eat in the car sometimes. But at this point, I wish we would have brought like a couple of peanut butter and jellies or something to leave in the car because we're pretty hungry, and our schedule's not gonna allow for us to go ahead and wait in the line like that. So something to kind of keep in mind. If you're coming just for half a day, eat before you come to the park. If you're planning on leaving a little bit early, have plans for dinner as soon as you leave. Maybe keep some snacks in your car, and just kind of having that in mind. Now, does that happen in a normal season? I've been here other years and food was not an issue. So this may be an understaffing problem that they're having here currently, but it's something you definitely want to keep in mind because you're still paying quite a bit of money to come here, and if you can't get food, it's a little bit of a problem. Hello? Are you in the drum? Oh, can you spin it like teacups?
Yeah, the teacups are really good.
So cool. All right, have fun. I also like just thinking about it. When you talk about price point, it was only $10 more to go to Cedar Point than it was to come to Michigan's Adventure, and you're getting completely different experiences. So is it worth it to come here? Let's discuss who this might be worth it for. If you have kids between the ages of 5 to 10 who are not tall enough to ride big roller coasters, and you don't even want to have to go through the hassle of explaining why they cannot ride roller coasters, this might be the park for you. Overall, the kids' rides here have been very good. I think even their Camp Snoopy has a little bit more thrill than they do at Cedar Point. Now, if you have any teenagers, I think that they are going to be a little bit disappointed. And as adults, I definitely don't really love the attractions that they have here. I would spend the $10 extra and go to Cedar Point. Now, we've talked about geographically where this is located. We are on the furthest west side of the part of the state of Michigan in Muskegon. So it's closer to an up north adventure. So if you are used to going up north in northern Michigan, the lower peninsula that is, and you're looking for just like a fun day trip, this is not a bad option, but I think I would compare it to like the amusement of going to a zoo. So if you're going in thinking like, we're gonna go have an amusement park day and this is just gonna be like, if you have like a ton of expectation, you might wanna bring your bar down just a little bit. But for the price point, I don't really think that this is priced appropriately when you consider the value you get at Cedar Point. Now, this does have a water park feature included in the price, so that is something to think about. You are kind of getting two parks in one, but really it's like I'm leaning towards just the water park part being worth it and Camp Snoopy. The rest of the park is just a little bit, it's not quite there. Okay, you made it halfway through the video, and you know what would be absolutely awesome? Is if you subscribed. If you like what you're seeing, we do videos every week revolving around theme parks. We have so many trips planned in the future, and we would absolutely love it if you would subscribe. Please subscribe, it's free.
We are checking out the water park area. It's called Wild Water. So to my left here, we have the wave pool, just your basic wave pool. In front of us, we have a lazy river, which looks pretty fun. We might get in our bathing suits and hop on that. We haven't really planned this trip for the water park, but we did bring our suits just in case. So if we were to do something, I think that might be something we might jump on right before the water park closes. It looks pretty relaxing. You know, you get your tube and you kind of just float around. There are several water slides as well, a couple family ones. There are still pretty big lines for those, even though the water park, I should say, closes in about an hour. But yeah, it looks nice. I just don't know if we're like in the mood for a water park right now. We'll see. You can see there's a tube slide over here. Here are some body slides. There's a couple more over there. Here's the lazy river. Looks pretty nice and relaxing. That's so fun. Have fun in the river.
We're going into Half Pint Paradise. It's a really cute splash pad. Anna, what do you think? All right, let's check it out.
Sure. Okay, so here at the Half Pint Paradise, they have some slides a lot like what they have at Cedar Point Shores, so a bunch of little kid slides that are perfect for them. This splash pad, it's a great area for kids to come and cool off. Anna, what is your favorite part of the water park?
Everything.
Everything? Do you like the splash pad or the slides better?
I want to go on that first.
The slides? You like the slides? Okay. Wow. Just picking up water and putting it back in the pool, in the bowl. My favorite part is this boat over here. You can steer the wheel and spray people.
Here inside of the water park, it's super cute, and actually I feel like this might be the best part of the whole park. So not something you want to miss out on if you come to Michigan's Adventure. It's pretty neat that this is included with the cost of your ticket. Since this is a water park and I don't want to film families, I'm going to show you as much as I can without invading people's privacy. So this is a raft ride that ends up in a funnel. Super fun. The line for this ride has been super long all day. This area is more for children. They have smaller slides, including this huge, I would say older, this is a splash pad for bigger children, which is super cool. The bucket fills and dumps down on the entire park. This could be hours and hours of fun. This is called Beach Party, and you can hear that the bucket is about to dump because the alarm bell is going. How fun is that? We caught it. So this area today was closed, but it is a another water experience. It's not a wave pool, but it is like a rapid swimming pool, so that's pretty cool. They do have the snake pit rafts, raft slides, which also look really fun, and they empty into this really pretty pool here. The theming of the snake pit is pretty cool. It looks like you're gonna go over rocks, but the pool ends before you do that. But look how cool that is. They do have an ice cream location, and there is no wait, so that is a good spot to get ice cream if you're looking for some sweet treats. They do have other refreshment stands here as well. This one is called Beach Bites. Hello! They have baskets, chicken, all kinds of cool things. Here they have ices and a Coke refresh station. Another small pool with some splash pad things, and then another like rapid beach that's not open today. Okay, so I am in the back of the water park here, and there are actually changing rooms, restrooms, all kinds of snack things. So really, this is where you want to go. Don't get caught up in trying to get everything done right when you walk into the water park, because that is a trap. Make sure you go to the furthest point possible. That's where you're gonna find no lines, space to just like relax and not be on top of each other, and you're gonna have better and cleaner amenities. So that is my recommendation. Make sure you look around before you set up your spot. There are so many slides throughout the park. I can't even keep count, but that's really nice because it really disperses the crowds really nicely. And throughout the park. They do have lots of seating for eating and drinking as well as sunbathing, but they also have lots of life preservers. So that's pretty neat. Something you don't have to pack unless you have a real little one. Those sizes seem to go kind of quickly. But if you get here early enough, you just might be able to snag one. Okay, so from Beach Bites, we got the chicken and fries. They didn't have a huge selection, but these were fresh and they looked good. And that is a really large portion of chicken. So we're actually gonna be splitting that, 2 of these between the 3 of us, but we're gonna have leftovers for sure. If you're not on the dining plan, 1 portion of chicken and fries was $12.59 plus tax. Honestly though, that's a really good sized portion for your money compared to some of the other things that we have seen in the park. So how is the chicken?
So the chicken is a little bit dry, but it's pretty basic chicken tenders. Definitely edible. I'm satisfied. I'm so hungry. Like, I would pretty much eat anything right now, but it's good. It's way better than what we had for lunch. Especially since we didn't have to wait. We just walked right up and got it. And it seems fresh too. So I'm satisfied for sure.
In color, it's not gray.
Right, yeah. We've had some chicken before that was like really dry and gray and like gross. This is like, you know, if you went out to a restaurant and ordered the kids chicken fingers, this is what you would get. So definitely
on the scrummy scale,
I mean, it's chicken tenders, so I'm not saying it's a 7, but I would say it's a 4. It's average. It's good.
Cool. Thank you. Okay, so if you were to rent a cabana, it looks like they have cabanas lining this wave pool here, which looks pretty cool. I checked on the pricing for today, and the cabanas for today, which is a Thursday, and it is in the middle to end of July, it was $90, and it seats 4 people. It did include a safe and a few other amenities, and it looked pretty nice. So if that's something that you want to take advantage of, it was about $90 for today. I don't know what other weekend days would be. However, on these days, it is very busy here, so that would guarantee your spot. And if you have at least 4 people coming, that might be a good option for you. I think next time we might consider trying the cabana. The park is now closed, so it's kind of closing. It's kind of calming down. I can show you a little bit more of it, and I'll kind of take you on a walk while we go through it. But the back of the park here is very nice. I like how spacious it is. I like that they not only have seating for you where you can eat, but they also have this bank of chairs back here. And if you don't have kids who are in the splash pad, this might be a good location for you because it's a little bit more secluded. It's going to be a little bit quiet. The pool in front of it's closed, but you could still find a seat, and it's located next to bathrooms and food. So I know location at a water park, but if being around a lot of people is a little bit too much for you, you might enjoy this back corner of the park.
There's Jack's Snack Shack, which actually we really wanted to try. We didn't get to today, but it looks like they have these like potato fry looking chip type things, and then they have like a bunch of toppings for them. They sound really good. They call them Sidewinder fries. You can kind of see a picture there. So maybe next time we'll be able to try that out. Over here they have the Surfside Beer Garden, so you can get some drinks, have some food while you're enjoying the Wild Water Adventure Park.
This is the Sidewinder slide.
Oh, these are the Sidewinder slides here. And then like straight across here, like way back there, you can see some tan and like teal slides. One of those actually lands in the lazy river. You're in a tube on it, and then it lands in the lazy river, so that was kind of cool. And then there's another ride over there that we believe might be a family raft ride. Another snack area, the Boardwalk Fries station. And we're back to the wave pool. This is a nice compact water park. It's got everything you need, but it's not overwhelming. So we really like that, and it was perfect. We were able to spend just like an hour here and grab some dinner, and that's all we needed, and it was a perfect way to cool off at the end of the day. So definitely would recommend that. Cabana check-in, and then all the restrooms and lockers are over here. There is a restroom back over where we ate as well, which was much less crowded, so we really appreciated that. And then there's the Funnel of Fear, which is like a giant funnel. It looks pretty fun. There's a long line for that. If you forgot any water essentials, there is a little store here, so you can get like bathing suit, shoes, sunscreen, you know, any essentials that you may need. They have towels, it's like probably 2. So all sorts of fun things to get if you need them.
Yeah.
What were you going to say? One thing to note was...
there was only one set of lockers, which was right at the beginning of the water park area. They do have other lockers in the park, but not in the water park section. So normally we look for a different set than the ones that like right when you walk in, but they didn't have that. They did have other restrooms with changing areas. They did not have another locker bank. So something to keep in mind. You might want to get there, get your locker early, get your spot early.
Yes, or go late and, you know, people have left already.
It was really nice in the evening.
Yeah, we actually really enjoyed that. Outside of like the water park area, also there is Hydro Blaster, which is another water slide. So if you are taking advantage of the water park, be sure to check this out, which is right outside of the Wild Water Adventure area. Next to Ripcord, which is one of those like giant swinging things that you have to pay extra for. But
I just met a woman who was 70 and she just came off of the Ripcord.
Oh really?
And she was like all amped up. You could tell like she was still like coming down. She said, I screamed so loud the whole park could hear me. She took her grandchildren and she's like,
so fun.
If my grandchildren can go on there, so can I. So
hey, why not?
And going on that thing, that's pretty darn good.
That's pretty brave, but hey, go for it. Have some fun. So hidden behind this tree is a sign for Adventure Falls, which is another water ride that you can't really see at all unless you're back there. But it is like a big drop like log type ride, I believe. So if you're looking for more water rides, that's back here by the Grand Rapids and Thunderhawk behind the tree. So make sure you look to your left to find them.
So let's talk a little bit about a park plan here at Michigan's Adventure. So generally I will look at the map before we go to a park, which we went over the map a little bit ago. And then I will have a ride plan before we get to the park. Now that works usually every park we go to, and that is going to work for you here also. So things to keep in mind. The water park area seems to have different hours than the rest of the park. And strategically, we decided to make sure we did all of the rides that we wanted to do first thing. So if you are trying to ride roller coasters, you want to get here before the park opens. There are only 4 large roller coasters, and if you do not want to wait 45 minutes each for those rides, you need to do those very first thing. The next thing you need to consider is, are you going to be sitting at the water park all day? And if so, the water park opened at noon today, which was 1 hour after the park officially opened. If that's the case, and that's important to you, you may want to go ahead and be at the entrance of the water park area before that noon hour. You want to make it in there as soon as they open up that area so you can find your spot for the day. Our ride plan was a little bit different. We really focused on Camp Snoopy, but that was our priority. When everybody else was at the water park, we were here making sure that she was doing the rides she wanted to do. And then we ventured into the water park for the very last hour of the day, which was actually fantastic. The water park had almost cleared out by then, so we had basically the park to ourselves. She was able to cool off, and then we're ending the park day back in Camp Snoopy, which is located right by the park entrance. So strategically, our ride plan and our plan for the day was a little bit different than what I think most would do. But I think that just like any other park, if you want to maximize that dollar amount for being here, I would say you want to do both the water park and the amusement park, but plan it out. Because if you plan ahead, you'll get here, you'll know what food places that you're interested in. You can focus on the rides, and maybe since this park is so focused on your children, have them take a look, watch our videos before you go, and know exactly what you want to do before you even get here. So have a ride plan. If I were you, I would get here before park opens. Make sure you do those really large rides first so you don't have a wait, then focus on the water park, or like we did, Camp Snoopy and then do the water park at the very end. I will say with the food issue, I don't anticipate that being like a long-term problem. I think it was just a staffing issue because of COVID. But that being said, maybe keep a snack in your car or just realize that it's going to be a while for you to get food. We found that the food was open in the water park but not the rest of the park, so maybe plan on that. Maybe try going to the back of the park to get your food in the water park area and just kind of like plan. I noticed the app was not accurate at all. It said things were open when they weren't, so also keep that in mind, and also remember that the staff is doing the best that they can with the amount of people here and the resources that they have. We found that everybody was super friendly, but just keep in mind, you know, they're here to try to make your day as best as possible, so just be kind. Did you know that we are on Instagram now? Check us out on social media. We have a Facebook page and an Instagram page.
Did we think Michigan's adventure was worth it? So my thought is, at the end of the day, yeah, we had a good time. Is it worth like the $40 to $50 a person? Maybe not. Since we have season passes, I think it was worth it for us, for sure. I learned that I feel like this is more of a park that I would take my daughter to and have her enjoy, and it's less for me. There wasn't many rides that I was like super excited by. There was like a small handful. So if you are looking for roller coasters and things like that, this is not necessarily the park for you. If you're looking for a more relaxed day, something less intense, a smaller park, this is better for you. I'm not nearly as tired as we would be if we had gone to Cedar Point.
Right.
My feet don't hurt as bad. I was able to go on some water rides. Anna had a great time. She went on like pretty much every kids ride they had here. I think the only thing she didn't do that was in her height range was the swans in the water here, the paddle boats you can kind of see behind me. I think that's the only thing she didn't get to do. So for her, this was fantastic because she could pretty much do everything she wanted to.
They're over there.
The swans are over there in the water. So I think for kids, this is a great park. And if you're just looking for a quick little day trip, it's not bad. But if you're looking for roller coasters or like a big theme park, like more life-changing type experience,
yeah,
you're gonna wanna go to Cedar Point. As our day as a whole, I think it just depends on what you're looking for.
If you're a grandparent or a parent and you want to take your kids on lots of things, but you don't want to have a lot of physical exertion, you don't want to walk, this is perfect. Perfect, because all of the really good kids rides are right when you walk in.
Right when you walk in.
And the parking lot is very small. So like if you're
easy.
a grandparent who want to take your grandkids somewhere, this is your park. Like,
yeah. I think the only big issue we had was with food.
Right.
And I think that's a staffing issue, which, you know, a lot of people are dealing with right now. So I don't blame Michigan's Adventure for that.
But if you're a couple or a teenager and you're thinking that this is going to compete with Cedar Point,
it's not.
It doesn't. It's just completely different. And that's okay. It just might not be the park for you. So just keep that in mind and keep your expectations at carnival level thrills.
Yes.
With a water park.
Yep.
So if you
slightly above carnival level.
Yeah, like if you enjoy those things or just want a very relaxed day, this is a better spot.
Yeah. So
also, I was gonna say, if you're watching this and you have not subscribed yet to our videos, please, please, please do so, because it helps us so much. We would love for you to subscribe, join our family and our fun, because we're trying to build up our community and it would be so great. It's free. All you have to do is click the little subscribe button and don't forget the notification one so that you can watch our new videos.
And tell us when you do in the comments so we can say hey and thank you for watching our videos and subscribing. Marissa,
how old were you when you found out that this place is called Michigan's Adventure and not Michigan Adventure?
I mean, I don't know if I would say how old I was. It was just like, I knew that, but I never really called it that. And I think that's common for a lot of people to just call it Michigan Adventure because it's it rolls off the tongue a little bit easier.
I was this many years old. I learned like a couple days ago. Bye! A few days ago that it was, I mean, it makes sense. It's a plural place and like
some people say
a possessive
Michigan
place.
Adventures today. Just nobody knows where to put the S. The S is kind of just floats around
Michigan
wherever you want it.
Apostrophe S Adventure. So Michigan's Adventure. Trying to offer Anna this
Super hungry and thirsty.
bag of chicken.
We have chicken and fries. What would you like?
Swiper now.
What is it for swiping?
This chicken bag of chicken and fries.
We even got barbecue sauce in there.
I saved the barbecue because I thought, well, if I have to eat cold chicken and fries, it may as well have some sauce with it.
Oh boy, we're tired.
I'm so tired. Okay, bye.
Okay.
Billboard. Basic creation.
What? What?
The billboards
Why
are
is
out
that
here.
a billboard? I don't get it. It's like, and if you've ever driven to Chicago from Michigan, wow.
It's so
There's
weird.
Interesting billboards.
I don't even know why. Like, what's happening?
So weird.
Hey, they got our attention. They win.
I'm not gonna. What? Yes. Oh, that's exactly what I needed right now. Thank you. I'm so glad that billboard was there, so I can.
If something happens to me, my wish is for you to call that
Call basic creation.
Please.
So weird. That's weird. Like, unless it like means something else, like I just don't know about. Like, I can't imagine what. But like,
it's like an alternate meaning.
yeah. Like, what is that? Like, who does billboards for that? It was like the most like generic, weird billboard I've ever seen.
Yes.
Strange. It's better than the like vasectomy ones that I've seen. It'll be like 2 for 1. Like, what? Why? Why is there?
What is this happening?
Makes no sense.
2 for 1. And at that rate, like, I don't know that I would trust you to do my surgery.
Yeah, that's the kind of people that end up having.
It's like the
10
eye
children after
surgery.
having
Buy
that
one
surgery.
eye, get one free. Like,
Yeah, no.
I'll pay full price. I will pay full price. Thank you.
Yeah, you don't need botched eyesight.
Okay, we just got off the exit, and that guy's on a Segway.
That's not a Segway. That's like a motorized skateboard.
A motorized skateboard.
Not a Segway.
Not a Segway. What is happening? This place is amazing.
I mean, like, those exist, I'm sure, in the city, but like, we're in Muskegon.
We're in the middle of absolutely nowhere.
It's kind of random.